Okay, how's that sound? That's still a little bit loud. Want it to be background noise after all. That works. Sorry, trying to adjust my microphone. It makes a rather loud noise when I mess with it when it's on. Okay, so we are back. Some more programming. Same project we've been working on past few weeks. And I did do some work off stream just to clean some stuff up. Because I had to change one of my struct arrays into a struct of structs, and that broke some stuff. So I just went through and made those changes. And then I just fixed the saving and loading, because that was just going to be a pain in the butt to figure out, so. But I got it working properly. It's kind of funny. Honestly, my inspiration for what I needed to do came when I was at work, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is obvious what I need to do for it. How have I not figured it out already? It really is kind of funny, things you come up with when you're engrossed in something else. Just gotta change up my window here so I can see chat. The thing I always forget to do is mess with the window sizes. Okay, yeah. So there shouldn't be any other little changes I need to make fixing things. Everything I have written should work as intended right now. Although that is not guaranteed to stay the same. But yeah, so I thought we could finally get around to finishing up the battle mechanics. At least as far as I can get right now without working on other systems. Because I decided what I wanted to do with the talk option for the player. Because if you haven't played any Atlas RPG before, because that's sort of where I'm getting my inspiration for a lot of the battle mechanics, they have a feature where you can talk to your enemies, and depending on the game you're in, it does different things. I mean, not all their games have it, but most of their games have it. The ones I play the most of, the Shin Megami Tensei and Persona games, have that as like a major feature. And so I wanted to do something along the lines of having that sort of talk command, but do my own spin on it. And I was thinking about it, and it's like, what if the talk command was like you cheering on your party, and it gives your party buffs? And I was like, okay, well that's a bit too simple, and feels like it would be a little bit overpowered. And it kind of feels like it doesn't really play into any of the other mechanics. And then I got another idea. While, of course, I was in the middle of doing random nonsense at work. But I made sure to write it down as soon as I got home, so I wouldn't forget. What if, when you're doing the buff, in order to actually give it, you have to pick what you're going to say. And the correct thing to say is based on which party member you select and what point in their character development they're at. And I thought that that would be a nice way of just adding a bit more thought to it. Instead of just, you know, selecting a move and you get a buff, it's like, oh, you have to actually think for a second, like, okay, how would this character respond to this response? Because if you select the wrong response, it either does nothing or it gives you a debuff. But yeah, that's basically my main idea for how I want this to work. The problem is, I don't have any of the relationship stuff set up yet. So I can't really fully implement it. So I'm just going to put a base framework in place for the basic idea. So once I do implement the relationship system, I can go back and just add on the things I can add on. Other than that, really what we have left to do is item usage, which shouldn't be too difficult. Combo moves, which shouldn't be too difficult. And then implementing the player actions, which is just going to be guarding, which we already basically have done. Items, which again, we're going to develop right there. And then, oh my god, what was the fourth option? So it was the guarding, the items, the talking. I need to look at my notebook. I have this written down. Where is it? Where am I? Mess of notes. Oh, there's only 3 options. That's why. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I feel like I can get it done today on one stream. Might even have time for more. If we get the battle mechanics down, I think after that we'll just be doing some testing. Just because there's some edge cases I still need to test out, and I ran into a really weird bug where if you guard every turn until you die, the code crashes. So I gotta figure out why that's doing that. In fact, that's probably what we'll start off with. Yeah. Because I don't remember if I showed off what the guard code is, or if it's something I did off stream. Where is it? Here it is. It just sets the guard buff to true. And then what that does is in the damage calc. Oh, what the hell is going on here? GameMaker, go home, you're drunk. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, for some reason it's been graying out these things and not bringing them back. I don't know what it's doing. But I mean, everything still works, so I'm just not going to think too hard about it. And I have an older version of this code uploaded to GitHub, so... Oh yeah, that's what I also did. I made sure to actually get my Git stuff all set up. And I'm pretty sure the repository is public. If anyone wanted to check it out. Although, it would probably be kind of painful to read through, so... Like, I really need to get better at, little things. Like, I still use magic numbers every once in a while. Like, especially if I'm just doing math and it's something like, oh, you know, damage boost or whatever. Like, I know these should all be constants with meaningful names, so if someone reads through it, they understand what the hell's going on. That's something I'll probably do if I get stuck and I want to not focus on the code I'm supposed to do. Right, and also the damage values looked weird to me. So why don't we focus on that first, actually. So I want to make sure that the damages are actually like the enemy's actually dying because they run out of health and not some other weird reason. Oh, sorry if you hear beeping. It's currently the middle of a snowstorm right now because apparently it snows every weekend where I live. So the trucks are out, you know, salting and plowing and all that. So you might hear them going by my window. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to check, because when I was testing this earlier, it looked a little weird. Oh yeah, this is my lovely main menu screen. Bask in its glory. This is just like, this is a new game. This is the first save file, second save file, third save file. And the saving and loading code was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. Messing around. Oh, I already crashed. Oh, I fucked that up, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, I want to put this with, this enemy. This is the party attack. Yeah, I don't have to -5, right? Because this is the party target. Okay, now why are you crashing? Next out of range. Damage calculated 156. Huh. Couldn't tell you why. Should I do -5? It's too little. 5? It's too much. Oh, did I put this outside of the enemy code? I did. Because I put it outside of the code. That's why. Why isn't it working? Because you put it in the wrong spot. I have a lot of that, I find. Or something is working entirely as it should be. And it's like, oh, why the fuck isn't it working? It's because you're being careless. Okay, so it should be 5. It should just be... I swear to God, this still crashes. Okay, now. Okay, 8, 6, 4... Okay, it is leaving before. Because the player has 100 health and the enemy does 10 damage. So it's leaving when it's at 2. So it's leaving early. That's interesting. So why is it leaving early? Because I had to move my code for what you call it? The end of battle into this, because the way I was doing it before just wasn't really working. So it's leaving a turn before. Or it's working as intended. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, okay, it's working as intended. It doesn't show the last one. Because it doesn't go back there. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's working as intended. What isn't working is if I press guard 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it crashes the turn the player dies. Because that was just the 10th guard. It's an enemy attack, line 3. Which is here. Right, so it's index -4, which means it's being fed an index of 1. Which is interesting because basically it means it's getting to enemy attack when the global turn counter is 1, and I don't know exactly how that's happening. Because I call party attack, and party attack I call enemy attack. I want to make sure, do I ever call it? I don't call enemy, where do I call enemy attack? It's gotta be in one of these places. I'm calling enemy attack. So, not in enemy attack, I don't think. Oh, it could actually be here, it's calling it. Interesting. Because the whole point of this code is to update the buff timers, so that way they get reset back to 0 whenever What was the point of this code, now that I think about it? Because it sets all the buff timers to 0 if no, it checks if the buff timers are 0. Yeah, right, okay, sorry. Took me a second there. sets the guard to false because guard always drops at the end of the enemy's turn, since guarding only lasts one turn. And then it checks if the buff timers are 0. And if they are, then they get the buffs go away. Right, that's what this does. And creates menu. Because it could be calling it here is the problem. And then check or create. It can't be here because this only is on the create. And then battle menu create. The turn counter is greater than 5. But I think the turn counter wasn't. So I think it's in the enemy attack is my problem. So it reaches a problem whenever the player dies. I don't think it's a problem with the fact that they're guarding, it's just necessarily that the player is the one dying and not the enemy. Turn counter is less than 9. Why do I check if the turn counter is less than 9? I guess is the question. Come on. Did I seriously just close out the asset menu? Oh, god damn it. There it is. Put that back up. Right, because this is a recursive function. So and I need to make sure that it actually ends and doesn't just infinitely repeat. Because this is what chooses the target, this attacks. Then the global turn counter increments. You know, honestly, we could probably... Oh, that's the wrong one. Just calls enemy attack, right? Yeah. Could probably... Trying to think why this runs into the problem it does. Because that party attack basically is called, you know, like these could be the same if else. Now that I look at it, I need to turn that down. Trying to think what is the best way to go about this. You know, do I need... Yeah, because I think I need to keep... I can't increment the turn counter until this goes. So... No, I guess they can't be the same if else. is this needs to check the turn counter before it changes. And this checks after. So yeah, they have to be separate. I can't put the enemy attack in here because I need these to run at the end of every turn. Let's try changing the structure of this. It's actually the way I have it now. The buffs don't... No, yeah, it should be like this. Because I only want the buffs to change at the end of the round. I'm gonna put everything back the way it was. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to have the turn get tracked. And shown before this gets called so I can see why it's doing what it's doing. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I got a guard. Okay. So it goes turn 5. So I'm not accounting for the fact that the enemy can die mid-round. So that's what I need to account for. But I do check if they're dead. Which is what's confusing me. Because party status is what should be... Yeah, it's what's getting... Interesting. Because I check if they're dead after attacks. So turn 5 goes. Presumably. Actually, I need to check. Party status. No, one doesn't have any HP. Does have HP. Oh, because I'm only checking status. Ah, boy, I gotta go through the process of saving this. I kind of made it a bit convoluted in order to update these now since it pulls directly from the save file. And I don't want to edit the JSON because whenever I go in to edit the JSON, it is just an empty file. So I just have to use a little workaround, so to speak. Just need to check to make sure I have the right keybinds for what I want to do. Yeah, new game save is down. So whenever I want to update the information in the JSON file, I go here, I do that. I'm kind of curious if I do that, will that fix what's going on? Yeah, it does. Okay, so interesting. For whatever reason, after the first player dies, it doesn't properly update. It goes to the enemy turn. I wonder if that's a problem not with enemy, then it's party. Because you shouldn't be able to go to the enemy turn when it's not their turn order. Yeah, because like something's gone wrong if that happens. So where was it that party attack? I think battle menu was called. That's not where I put it. I put it in here. Yeah, when this gets controlled. But that shouldn't be calling it unless it's greater than 5. Because somehow the enemy takes its turn, and then since it's 5, it gets updated +1. It does its check, and then it calls enemy attack again, goes straight up here without checking. How's it going from 5 to 1 then? That's my question. Well, looks like we're gonna have to call this in a few different places. So we'll call it before here. Before here. After here. And we will see what's exactly going on. Okay. So turn 5 goes through. And then when it gets down to here, it's still turn 5. Goes up to turn 6. Does its stuff. Get back to the top, turn 6. Go through. And it turns to 10 here. Increments to 11, and then obviously goes to the player. So somewhere in here it's getting updated. If it was hitting this, it'd be going to the overworlds. It's obviously not that. Which means it needs to either be in damage calc or basic enemy AI. I don't remember updating the turn. The fact that it only does it from on this one, not this one. Well, it makes sense that it does this, doesn't it? Because it detects that it's all the other players are dead. That's why it's doing that, because this code is working as intended. It detects the players are dead and goes through. Okay. So yeah, that is working as intended. Oh, is this gonna... It's not... Oh, it is printing to the console. I was just scrolled. Okay. So it's getting set to 0, but it's not going to the room. That's what's going on, okay. That's what I use for this, and it works. Right? We'll go to overall test. So why does that work on the plate? Huh. It's weird. I haven't really messed around with 3D game development. In college, I worked on a group project that was a 3D game. But even then, it was pretty simple. I think it was in Unity or something? Yeah, Unity. This is much simpler. It's more inspired by Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. Because I play entirely too much of those games. I was looking on Steam at my hours. In between the 4 of those games that are on Steam, just the Persona ones, I have 600 hours. That's not even counting Shin Megami Tensei 5 or 3, so... Probably round that up to 700. It's a problem. I mean, hey, I'm able to pay my bills, so... That's all that matters in the end. I'm even going back to college. Oh, is the problem this is still running? That might be what's going on. Yeah, it still runs afterwards. No, it was a platformer thing. It was fun to play through. But you know, it was just a simple game for a 200 level class. Was that a 300 level? It was a 200 level. No, it might have been a 300 level. I don't remember. It's been a little bit since I've been in college. So this runs afterwards. That's the problem. I see. Okay. Okay, that's what's going. Damn you, recursion. I mean, I guess the quick and dirty way to fix this. Else if just make sure that it's actually in range so it doesn't error that out. Yeah, do that and this should work. Turn counter is what I want to be greater than 5, less than 9. No, not double and. I don't remember what double and does. It does something. In one language or another. I don't know. So I ended up burning myself at work. Again. Because I was an idiot and held a piece I was melting. And the wax just dripped right onto my finger. So I got a nice little burn scar from that. Okay, this should... Felt like a bitch too when it happened. Oh, it's still doing it. Damn. How the hell? So it's not the recursive call then that's doing this. What is causing this to happen? Because... Look, it was battle menu was making a call. And this is, it checks if it's greater than or equal to not 5. So it shouldn't be arrowing out because it's too small. I mean, we can... Oh shit, it is double hand, isn't it? Or is it single hand? Now I'm doubting myself that I mentioned that. Oh, GameMaker manual. Don't fail me now. Well, I know my code wasn't working earlier. So I was doing a bitwise comparison and not an actual correct comparator. I literally spent like an hour earlier looking at my code and trying to figure out why it wasn't working. And it was because I was using the wrong and. Because Bitwise and is a lot more picky on how exact the two values are, is the best way I can think to describe it. And this double and is a lot looser in its comparison. And so the reason why my code wasn't working is because I'm a fucking idiot. Oh boy. Literally the one thing I didn't check too. Okay, where else am I calling enemy attack? Attack. So battle menu, checker, enemy attack. So battle menu, checker. No, it's saying to 0. So this shouldn't call. And checker gets created once at the beginning. So it can't be checker. Checker, this is its create code. Okay, so it cannot be checker. That is for a fact it cannot be checker. And it shouldn't be able to get over this. Because it's only going to call it if it's greater than 5 and less than 9. And the only way for that to get an index of -4 is if turn count is 1. So this would not be able to go through. You know, just to humor myself. If I get rid of that, does it work? Oh, it breaks everything. Okay. Oh boy. Does calling this recursively even do anything? Am I just being an idiot to be an idiot? No, okay, it does something. I need both of them. Don't know why I need both of them, but I need both of them. Oh, I guess that one calls enemy attack after the end of the player's turn. This one calls enemy attacks after the enemy's turn. Okay, fair enough. So I guess the question is, which one of these is fucking up? So I guess what I can do... I'm gonna keep that there, just in case. I'm gonna put a debug message. Say this is... and then... that way I can see which one is being called that's causing the problems. This is... so it would be the EN call, which is here. So it is this one that's causing problems. Okay. So I guess my question is, how the hell is it accessing this code? So where are you getting that 5 from? Oh, it's the damage. Right. Should probably turn that one off. Because that's just gonna get confusing. And I can't wait till I have to actually, like, start drawing shit. That's gonna be a fun, time. Where's he getting the 5 from? Close out those. Control Shift F. It's neat. You can search through your entire project. Yeah, here it is. Party attack. And if you click on one of them, it'll take you to it. It's very handy. Okay. Now without any of the noise. Okay. Yeah, in order for it to get in here, it needs to skip over all this. I don't quite get how global turn counter is 1. Oh, because I'm using a bitwise operator, huh? That could be it. Yeah, yeah. Do I need to write a note for myself? You know, like, hey, dumbass. Make sure you're using the goddamn right comparators. Ah, boy. Okay. Well, it works properly. That's nice. Okay. So we have that done. The guard works. Pretty sure. Yeah, because if this was... Because that does that. And then... You know, honestly, I should probably check to make sure I'm not fucking with my comparators anywhere. Okay, good. Yeah, it's all called properly. Okay, nice. So that leaves item, talk, item, and guard. You know, we might as well, we'll do the item first, just so we can wrap up. Not wrap up, because I have to do item and combo. Okay, so item... I already made the script, just gotta grab it. There it is, use item. Okay, so for this... Oh, sorry about that. So what we have to do with this is it needs to check what kind of item it is. And then based on yeah, because we can just have it so only items you have appear in the item menu, so we don't have to worry about checking if it's the player has it. That's something that'll be a different piece of code. Yeah, so it'll be take the item ID, check it for what type it is, and then react appropriately. And then just need to check. Right, items. So the different types I wanted was a healing item, Well, I mean, the structs don't have to be identical to each other. They can all be individual. So I can have the, you know, the healing, damage, all that. Have a numerical strength, and then I can have the stats have a, do we even want stat items? Let me think about it. Because I want the stat stuff to be unique to the player. So I think instead status healing. And so the string will be which status it heals. Yeah, and if I want more specialized consumables, then I can go from there. Man, I can't stop yawning. Just put 10, just so we have a number down. Okay, then just make one of each type. So we have something to, you know, base everything off of. Or so we can test everything. And then I'm torn on how to handle consumables versus equipment. Because part of me wants to put them in the same array, part of me wants to put them in separate arrays. I'll just put them in separate arrays. I don't know what my justification was for separating them anyways. Honestly, I might just make this a struct. Struct the structs. Yeah, I'll probably do that. Is that how you spell equipment? I don't know. Do I care? No. And then the types of equipment can be either the first layer. Weapon. Or it's like that. That is not what I need a comma. Armor. And accessory. Stop. Boy. And then within this, we can do the individual weapons, armor, and accessories. Yeah, honestly, it'd probably be best just to do this too. We're gonna have an item ID anyways. Because we can get rid of the category. We can get rid of the name, since the name will be the name of the struct. And we only need the bonus for that. Some test. Weapon. Ooh, different colored curly braces. Just keep your formatting, goddammit. Okay, you know, indentation and shit doesn't matter. But like, it kills me when I don't have it properly done. And then we're going to change this to equipment ID. Because descriptive names are good. And we'll just put one of these in all these categories so we have something to test. Test armor. And test accessory. Wow, that's almost... Do I want it so you can only equip certain items on certain party members? I'm gonna say no. You know, my main weapon, wow. My main reason for that is you might be thinking, oh, well, if you have something that does attack damage, that's not going to really help you as the player. And I'm of two minds on that. One, the player's stats will do something different than what the party stats does. And two, that's kind of part of the balance. Like, oh, if you want to protect the player, you might have to sacrifice something else. I don't know, I kind of like the first idea. Of like, because the defense obviously will be useful for defending yourself from attacks, regardless of if you're the party or the player. But like, the attack. My idea is like, the attack would influence how strong your buffs are, maybe? Because like, the multiplier you give for attack damage or whatever would be stronger. Based on how high your attack is. I don't know, that's just kind of my thoughts on it. But it might change. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna do another Structs. They are very useful things. And now that I understand how to use the hash to properly reference some variables, they're even more useful. Okay, and then the categories. Healing. And see, the good way is if we do it like this, then it's a lot easier to add on stuff later down the line than relying on arrays. Because then you have to move all the indices around, and it's a whole nightmare. Whereas with these, it's like, oh, you just put them in their individual categories. Or you add it on a completely new category altogether. Okay, let's So it was healing, it was damage? Damage? It's not how you spell damage, is it? I don't think that's how you spell damage either. Yeah, should probably. I have the full power of the internet before me. Well, that is how you spell damage. It looks wrong for some reason. I don't know why. Damage, and then, I mean, I could just put, no, they're different enough, and it's not that big a deal. Status. Because I could put status inflicting and status healing in the same category. So healing, then we put, no. We do test healing. Now we can put this in here. Okay. So we can get rid of the category and the name. Yep, IMD price strength. It's really all we need. And then we can pretty much just copy this and just change the wording. You know, I was thinking about it the other day, how much easier things would have been if I had just used like GameMaker or RPG Maker to do this, but I don't know. I kind of find this fun. What status are we gonna choose? You know, I could sort these down further. Probably should. Much more organized. If I put the individual moves, you know, in here, but this works. Because if I want to search for a move, I can just always search its name. Yeah. I have my statuses written out somewhere. We'll go with bind, I guess. So that's the shortest type. Bind, heal. So we'll need the item ID, the price. We need curly braces. So the item ID, the price, and then the status it's meant to heal. The status. What's the status? Bind. And then I mean, probably should just make them two separate categories. Yeah, I'll just make two separate categories. Status heal. You know, keep things organized and all that. Status inflict. That's a weird way of spelling inflict. Test bind and inflict. And probably the accuracy. I'll add it. I might not use it. I can determine that later. Chance. 50. That we should probably. You know, honestly, we don't even need these. Because the structs tell you what they need. Like, it's pretty simple to look at it and be like, okay, this is what all these are. Wow, there is quite a bit of snow out there, huh? I probably got to move in the morning. But I mean, that's fine. Gets me out of the house, I guess. You know, it's kind of funny. I looked up one little tutorial on, like, you know, organizing workflow and stuff for game development. Now my YouTube is full of game developer YouTube. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Just general software development in general. General software development in general. It's just, I don't know. Sorry, I'm doing something real quick. You know, apparently they've been releasing more on Danganronpa 2x2. Which is something I am rather looking forward to, because I really liked the Danganronpa game, so I'm really looking forward to being able to play 2 again in a new way. It's just, I know I'm gonna have to pretty much play it as soon as it comes out, because otherwise there's gonna be a bunch of spoilers. Okay, that should work. Let's see, what am I doing? Well, let's get the squirrel brain back on track. Right, I was writing this out. Okay. So I wanted to do the item use code. So... because items should be the only thing that come up, so I just need to check for healing, damage, status heal, status inflict. So, we can just do case. Just do a case statement. One second. Okay, yeah. So case. Healing. Case. Damage. Status heal. And status inflict. Damn. Oh, okay. It did work. I decided to use Sari. However pronounced. You can see it in chat. Sari bot. To deal with the spam chatters I've been getting, and it's been working rather well. I've been rather good time with it, so it's a rather useful little thing. Okay, so case healing. So I need to select. So I need to select the player. Because I need to. Because I don't think I want to use the mouse for target selection. I was just doing that. Because I don't have any visual indicators right now of who's selected. So yeah, I'll program the mouse and I can go back later and change it to keyboard. Yeah, we'll just do that. So that's how I handled it for the enemies. There's probably a better way to do it though, I imagine. What's the should be in the enemy code. Yeah, if I look in the enemy code. I don't remember what the function I used. It was just a mouse event, yeah. When it was clicked on. So I'm gonna test this. I'm gonna need to add a player. I also need to make sure that target can't be an enemy. Yeah, so I'll do that. Which means if I'm gonna do that, we're just gonna we'll use the player facing east so we know which one's which. This is probably number 4, isn't it? It is probably number 4. Okay. Okay, so that way we are able to actually click on them. Oh. We don't want them on that instance. There we go, I want them on the same instance as the player. And I guess we can do the same thing for this one too. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Delete, yes. Party member 1 there, party member 2 there, so that way we can have 2 to choose between. And then have again another visual indicator. Okay. Then, oh shit, we're gonna have to give them health. Is this gonna let me do this the easy way? No. No, it doesn't like me very much. It doesn't like me. Okay. So we need to do our little updating trick. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now, what's the function? Just setting it to, that's what I was doing. Probably have to add a target for all the party members. Well, no. I mean, that's still how I would. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to add a target variable. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Okay. It's like every time I think something's gonna be simple, it turns into like a little adventure trying to figure it out. This would be global dot party. I mean, you just waste your item, but well, first get the target. Check if the target has full health. Don't let him do it. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. So go up here. First, have them check. So left mouse. And it's just if. Or no, just set the target. Global dot. Yeah, this is just temporary until I get the everything else, so. Global dot party stats, I think I'll put under. Status dot no. Stats dot status, yeah. Hold up party status 0 dot target equal true. And set all the other ones to false. Or let's do this one first. Can't we copy events? Yeah. There we go. Oh, we gotta change this to 2. And this one to 1. Is there a way to wait for player input? Genuine question. Oh, it's not going to production, so. Global dot player party status target. Oh, wrong prime number place. How do I even use this? Oh, that's how I use it. Okay. You know, sometimes I think that my code is absolute dog water. I'm not saying it's not always. But then I think of some of the things I've seen, what other people have done, and are going around claiming that they're like, you know, master programmers and all this. It makes me feel a bit more reassured, you know? It may not be perfect, but I don't have a 300 element array, so, you know, it's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. Besides, I have fun when I code, so it's a nice little relaxing time. Items dot healing dot. Oh right, shit, how do I call this? Right, that's how I have to call it. I have to do the hash thing. I have to do the hash thing. Which is simple. Struct get hash. Where's get hash? Get. What the hell is it called? Struct get. Struct get from hash function. You can get it. No, I want to variable get hash. Variable get hash. That's what I need to do. Oh, how the fuck did I do this? I literally just did this, and I can't remember how I did it. It was in enemy AI. That's where I was doing this. Right, yeah, okay. How do I do this? How do I do this? Because if I do it inside of the case, that makes it actually easier. Because it'll be local dot items dot healing. How do I get it based on the item I do? I can't. Can't get it based on the item I do. Oh, boy. Just pass the item. What am I doing? What am I fucking doing? Oh, chat, what the fuck am I doing? This thing I recognized the other day where I get so caught up in what I'm doing that I don't even realize that, like, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. use test item for now. Looks like we're making another identical menu. Item menu. Because I am rather original in my naming scheme. I'm predictable in my naming scheme, which is what you should be. So what we should do is we should pull up the item menu. What we really should be doing here is pulling up the item menu. Oh, it'd help if I actually put it in the So why is that not... Oh, okay. No, it... Why isn't it recognizing... Item menu? Question mark. Item... Because if I did like combo move menu, it's coming up. It's... So why isn't it recognizing item menu? Oh, that is the OBS menu, not the GameMaker menu. Okay. Weird. Yeah, why isn't it? This is the right function to reference it. And I literally just duplicated it from... Okay, let's try making it from scratch, I guess. See if that changes. Create object. Item menu. Give it the move menu sprite. Add this code. Left released, yeah. Okay, now it's showing up. That was weird. Weird, weird, weird. You know, obviously the item menu is gonna have to be set up differently from the other menus, but just for now, we'll just have it so this passes. I don't know. The item name, I guess, is probably what we want to pass. Yeah, probably just have it pass them. Item name. Test healing. Right, that's what I called it. Yeah, test healing. So I don't think I need to do the hash thing. Oh, I do need to do the hash thing. Test healing dot item. Do I need to do the hash thing? Wait a minute. No, I don't have to do the hash thing, I don't think. Right, no, I want to get the hash of item so I can pass it to, So I want to get items hash is what I want. And then we pass hash to this. Because for some reason this works. Dot hash dot right, healing dot hash dot strength. We don't get any autocomplete though. It's only pain. ST strength. Okay. And then use check equals false. Check equal true. We can break. And then we don't need check, do we? Break out of the loop. Wait, did I need that? Yeah, I did need that, okay. And then after the loop, if check equals false, then call use item. Basically, go through, try to heal someone. If you don't heal someone, go back to the start of the function again. Or, probably not use item. Probably party attack. Yeah, party attack would be the correct one. Would it? I wonder. Just need to look if GameMaker has something. It does not have something. Okay. That sucks. Wish it did. Because basically I just want it to, if it doesn't end up healing anyone. If you don't end up healing someone, you need to, because this would just infinitely loop. I just want to see what this does. I'm pretty sure I know what this does, but who doesn't love writing infinite loops every once in a while? Infinite recursive loops. Which one is party? It's the bottom one. Ooh. Variable menu healing not set before reading it. Line 4. Use item, line 4. These need to be in quotes, don't they? Oh boy. Something else, Oh. You know, I have so much anime and manga to catch up with. It's not even funny. It's something I gotta sit down and do one of these days. Oh? Interesting. Very interesting. First off, we should make it so the we can grab this. Create is what I want. Scale it, and then have it so it destroy instance. Destroy. destroy instance. I can't ever remember. Destroy. Yeah, it's layer destroy instance. Yeah, it's layer. Layer. Destroy. Menu. Oh. Why did you let me? Well, I suppose this needs to be not use item menu. Item menu. Not in battle menu. It does instance destroy. Interesting. So target. How do I know which target was chosen? So this we check and hit in here. Target. Alright. And this will be field. Yeah, because we want after that. Oh. That's why, because I'm not passing it the right thing. You know what? How long have we been going? For 2 hours? Okay. I think we're going to leave it off there for today. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I